Welcome back. Here's some breaking news now. AO Technology has been asked by the JSE to actually look at its interim results after it emerged at the PIC inquiry that AO Technology inflated its profits. Let's get more now from eNCA reporter Heidi Jacros, who of course has been monitoring the PIC inquiry as well as AO Technology. It's popped up so many times. We heard this evidence earlier this week. The JSE is now acting, Heidi.
Exactly. So the JSE wants AO Technology to meet with its external auditors on an urgent basis. Now you ask what exactly has happened. On Monday we heard from two former executives testifying. It was Kevin Hardy as well as Nodwele, who spoke about how they were informed that they need to go to an executive's house within AO Technology Solutions and inflate the profits of AO Technology. So basically making it seem that they had a bigger profit than what they originally did. And if I can remember correctly, it was pushing it up from 20 million to 50 million after tax. That's the profits that they were trying to inflate. They used the words such as, we need to massage the numbers. And this is why the JSE obviously heard this testimony by two former executives. Importantly, it was the CEO, Kevin Hardy, who was the CEO of AO Technology, and as well as Nodwele, who at the time didn't even have a proper title, but he was referred to as an executive within AO. And the JSE has caught wind of this testimony, basically saying that we need to figure out what exactly is going on. We need the audited numbers of those results when this transpired, and we need to see what the real numbers are, because if we're hearing that this was inflated, was the profit actually 20 million or 50 million after tax, which is really concerning given the fact that JSE wants to interact with them because there could possibly be foul play here.
Yeah, because they actually want external auditors because they don't trust AO Technology's own auditors to do this for them. Let's talk about the consequences for AO Technology if these external auditors find that they did in fact inflate those profits.
Well, I mean, from the statement from the JSE, they're basically saying that this is a serious concern, given the fact that there could be a possibility that AO Technology has not gone according to its duties and responsibilities when it comes to the listing requirements. So basically, they need to figure out whether or not AO Technology has lied and basically told its shareholders within AO that this company is so profitable and it's making a profit of 50 million rand when in fact that wasn't the case. And I must add, Shahan, that during this inquiry we've been hearing a lot about AO Technology, given the fact that it's partly owned or a shareholder of Iqbal Survey, and many questions about the value of this company, which is extremely important because in order for it to actually list on the JSE and for the PIC to have invested 4.3 billion rand, you need a company that's going to be profitable, that's actually there's value in it, investments will boom when it comes to that kind of company. And throughout this inquiry, we've been hearing testimony after testimony about how it was overvalued, it was oversold because they just wanted the PIC to invest in here and to get it listed onto the JSE. So major consequences if they did lie and if they did in fact, if there was any foul play, because they'll need to prove that they didn't. And if you have executives coming to testify and say, well, we were told that we need to change those numbers, they'll have to prove where they didn't, and that's why they need those external auditors to prove otherwise. Yeah,
you're going to have very unhappy investors because they would have been misled ultimately. Let's talk more about Iqbal Survey and his testimony at the PIC. He said that he didn't interfere in many of the companies that he's a shareholder to. So what now would be his next move, especially since there have been so many people who worked for AO as well, poking holes in what he told the PIC?
Poking many, many holes, Shahan, because we even heard from these two executives, former executives on Monday, about how it's a game that Iqbal plays where he says that he is not involved in these companies when in fact he's the ultimate decision maker. And these are the words that were used by these witnesses when they sat before the Commission under oath and explained this about what was actually going on at AO Technology and their experiences. But Iqbal Survey, when he testified last week, basically saying that he does not meddle and he does not interfere, whether it comes to AO Technology, independent media, or any other company that he's a shareholder or director. He's not the ultimate decision maker, but we're hearing from witnesses a number of witnesses, not just the two that we heard from on Monday, that he does interfere and there is some kind of influence from him, and he's the ultimate decision maker. This is what we're hearing. So he's going to have to explain a lot, and we do know from the Commission they have requested that he possibly could come back because of all these allegations levelled against him and him needing to explain a lot.
All right.
Especially about this inflated.
Yeah, this is going to be the latest one for the PIC inquiry and for AO Technology in particular. Thanks so much for that. Appreciate it.